a stopwatch capacity for my phone, and now
Okay, before this gets too deep into the video, I thought maybe I would pause this for a moment and tell you what's going on. So this video, hold on. So this video is about Meet the Communities. Meet the Communities is the annual opening event of the Twin Oaks Communities Conference, where all of the conference goers who live in a community of one flavor or another get up in front of the crowd and say, "Hi, I'm from this community, we're accepting members," or "We're not, and like this is what we're about." It's one of the most asked about sections of the conference because it's the section that lets people meet each other and find the communities that they may be looking for. So what's gonna follow in the next half hour or so is going to be basically an unedited version of Meet the Communities. I've cut out some of the pauses between different people coming up on stage, but it's basically just an unedited, like, these are people, they live in different intentional communities, they want to tell you about their communities for a minute and then move on. So I hope you learn about some new and interesting communities in the communities movement, and I will see you at the very end of this video with some messages just for you. So make sure to watch to the end, or you can just skip to the end if you don't want to watch 30 minutes of people mumbling about their communities. Okay, back to this.
And now I have an unambiguous way to start interrupting you when you reach 60 seconds. All right, here we go.
Hi, I'm Michael Brickler, and this is Beth. And we are Donald's View. We are located about an hour away from Roanoke. We are forming, and we're looking for core members who can contribute resources. We're inspired by my Uncle Donald, an organizer, and my slave ancestor, who bought the land, and we have values of diversity, bridging consciousness, which tied together with communication, which you can help come by our table with, and we'll tell you more about it. So help turn us loose, help us overcome. Woo! We're gonna find the funk from.
We're Eastbrook Farm, and we are in upstate New York, and we have 6 members. Hi. And we have been around, we had the land for 43 years. Yay. Our main purpose and focus is regenerative agriculture farming. We practice permaculture and holistic management practices, which encompasses a lot. You can actually come learn about it at the first workshop because I'll be talking about it. It's a decision-making framework. We also appreciate nonviolent communication and have a practice of that. And the best thing, I guess, about our community so far is that we all really like each other a lot. And we are specific. We have, just really briefly, we are full in our big old farmhouse, but we are creating new housing, and we are specifically looking for people interested in goat herding, building, other regenerative agriculture things, and educational coordination. Thank you.
And it's 92 beautiful acres with lots of fresh spring water at the end.
So Rejoice is going to come over here, and if you run longer than a minute, she's going to first gently and then less gently yank the microphone out of your hand.
I'm Brenda Carr. I'm currently serving as a trustee and president of the School of Living, which is a community land trust. There are 5 communities and 5 properties in the School of Living Community Land Trust. If you're interested in what a community land trust is, I have some information. I'm not sure just how many people are in all 5 of those, one of which is just forming, and Courtney Dow is heading that. I hope you go to her workshop. If you want to know more about the School of Living, and it's been around for 75 years, and we return land to the commons.
Where do you live? Where are you living?
I'm currently living in Ellicott City. I am not a member of any of those communities, but a trustee of those communities.
And where is School of Living located?
School of Living is located at its 5 different properties: Julian Woods near State College, Heathcote Community in Maryland, Stella Lou Farms, which is a family homestead, Common Ground here in Virginia, and Isodi, which is in the process of forming, is also here in Virginia. And many of the communities do have openings with structures for sale.
Here we are.
Stay over there.
Hello.
Over there.
Okay, we're here.
Yeah, you're there. Stay there.
Wait, here's our sign's gonna flip around. We're Cambia community, and we are in Louisa, Virginia. We are 1 mile from this conference site, and we have just as many membership categories as we have members. So we have maybe, I don't know, 4 to 6, 5, something like that members. It's hard to count. We were founded in 2015, so about 3 years ago. And let's see, the main focus of the community, I think Pax knows best.
So what I say is that a couple of the things that we're interested in is something called Dream Alliance, where you share what your dream is and the community takes it on as our dream. And the other thing is that you have to be open to the possibility of platonically falling in love with the other people who live there.
Other main values?
Well, we're part of the Federation of Egalitarian Communities, so it's an income-sharing community where no one gets salaries, but there's also no pay, and the community is responsible to take care of all the needs of the members.
We like permaculture, we like natural building, we like families and children, and feminism, and
Yurts.
And yurts. Yeah, we'll be chilling over at the yurt we set up this morning by the sawmill. So down the hill and up the hill, big green roof. Come hang out with us in the yurt. Jess and I are also representing NextGen, which is the Global Ecovillage Network. And NextGen is for youth in the Global Ecovillage Network. And so we're just an organization about plugging you into your community dream. We host events. We help folks with passion projects like documentary films and bicycle tours. Yeah. So young person or a community that's looking for young people, please come and check in with us. And of course, we'll also be at the yurt.
If you put the microphone very close to your mouth, it becomes very loud if you point it at the mouth. Also, there's a suggestion that people do spirit fingers when someone says something that they're interested in, and then you can look around and you can see if people are interested in things that you're interested in. So if someone says permaculture and you're really into it, or yurts, whatever you love, if they mention a thing you love, make the fingers and then we'll all know.
I've been volunteering in the farm of Cite Ecologique in North New Hampshire. It's been a brilliant experience. I've learned a lot. There are about 40 people. They started in Quebec. They have 100 people there. They're French speaking, but they speak brilliant English, at least in New Hampshire. They are looking for visitors and interns. And they really care about teaching kids ethics. They have a small school, they teach their own kids. 2 kids just graduated. And they're supported by the local authorities in that endeavor, which is really cool. What else?
That was great. Cool. We were both interns there.
I'm Marty. I'm at Shannon Farm. Got time like this too. And we were kind of an anarchist community, so I'm going to tell a story a different way. Briefly. When I moved to Shannon 18 years ago, I was an experienced communitarian, so I had a set of criteria I was looking to fulfill, and they were no spirit, and these describe Shannon Farm. No specific spirituality, a rural community where took me an hour to get here from the west. We're in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. No leader. We don't have a leader, although some people like to think they lead. We have lots of leaders. Let's put it that way. Because you do not do it without leadership. We are not income sharing. I'd done that, and I was ready to move on from that. We're a well-established community, started in 1974. We have 60 members. We have 520 acres of wooded hills with a river right through the middle of it. We are not in Utah. That was one of my criteria. They got a problem between separation of church and state there, so we didn't want to deal with that. And we are open to new people. I'm supposed to talk about tiny homes. We've actually been talking about establishing some kind of tiny home thing. We have about 3 available houses now and a few house sites for building on, which we're working really hard to identify. If any of that or all of that resonates with you, come and talk to me.
Hi, I'm Nancy, this is Tim, and this is Paige, and we all live at Innisfree Village, a life-sharing community with adults with developmental disabilities. We are 40 miles west of here. We are on 550 acres. We have 40 adults with developmental disabilities who actually pay to be there. This is not the intentional type of community, not economically. So it is a service community, a slightly different focus. We have 40 people who live together with the 40 adults with disabilities who are closer to my mouth. Okay, who are caregivers and herb gardeners and farmers and that kind of thing. So we are looking for people. We were founded in 1971. We are looking for people who want to come and live with us for a minimum of a year. And it's a residential caregiver living in one of our homes and then working in our workstations, weaving, woodworking, farming, gardening. We have a booth down here. We'll be here for several hours. Come and say hi.
That was 55 seconds. It was great. Hi, everybody. My name's April. I live at Hanger Hall in Asheville. It's a cooperative with 16 people. It is run by a benevolent dictator, so we all love him. It's been in existence for about 40 years. I've lived there for 3 years. If anyone has any questions around that model of community, I'm happy to answer questions and how it works. Also, wait.
Wait for it.
I'm starting my own community, and hopefully we're gonna have the land on Wednesday! Woo! It's called Rebel Ridge. It's 18 acres in Alexander, and we don't really know exactly what we're doing in terms of membership, but we have we have 6 cleared acres with fruit trees, lots of wooded forest, and are open to having conversations with people who have yurts or tiny homes, especially if they're already self-sustaining. We need to put in new septic if it's not, which we're going to do soon. The core movement is around, or the core kind of glue is circus arts and movement. But also being a good human, NVC, loving kittens, being nice to one another, that kind of stuff.
Where's Alexander?
Alexander, yeah, it's like 20 minutes from Asheville. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Courtney. We're representing the Midden, and right now we have here's another member. We have about 8 people, and we're currently looking for a couple more to join us. We are in Columbus, Ohio, and the main focus of our community is providing affordable housing and space for activism in our community. We currently run a Books to Prisoners program out of our basement, and yeah.
We were founded in 2008, and we were a part of the FEC at that point, but we went through a transition to a housing cooperative model, so now we're a NASCO community. We do consensus decision making. We're a bunch of radicals. We do food not bombs at the house. The kitchen sink is a bathtub. Lots of anarchist architecture. So come check us out.
I want to mention for people in line that one thing that you can say at the end is where you're going to be sitting. So remember, at the end of this, people are going to be around, seated with your sign visible, and people are going to come talk to you. And you could just say, I'm going to be over there or there, and not really have a solid plan, but it'll help people find you.
Good morning, friends. My name is Zoomer, and I am the lone member of my community. I'm calling it Rehabitat. That name can change. I've got 12 acres in Gilmer County, West Virginia. My focus is to grow all the food that we are going to use. I want it to be organic. I'm not only open, but enthusiastic about tiny houses, yurts, any portable shelter. I need people who are of like mind and want to help me get this thing up and running. There's no buy-in fee. The land is paid for. Taxes are low, $250 a year. So if you are budget-minded, this might be a good fit for you. Thank you very much. I'll be over by the drink area.
Hi, we come from Dalmanor. Dalmanor is located in northern Italy,
We are 600 people, 100 are children, and we are, well, our core value is to empower people. We want to allow people to express their own human potential, and we do this in a very nice way. We invest a lot in art and creativity. We believe in dreams, collective dreams and individual dreams. So this is why Damanhur has, spread and growth in all those years. The more crazy dream we had, it was to build an underground temple dedicated to spirituality. And we did it. So now we are well known. There is this underground cathedral of 15 floors that we have created, digging by hands, working really hard in secret for 15 years and a half, and making art together. We are self-made art people in everything. We have built everything by ourselves. So also the art.
We're a laboratory for environmental, social, and spiritual research.
And you can find us there. It's written.
Hi, I come from the Riot Bayit, and two of my co-members are over there, so you should look for them too. We are in Somerville, Massachusetts. We are a Jewish urban income sharing co-op. We are about a year old in the current iteration and care a lot about wealth redistribution and anti-capitalism, and are working to build and grow our project.
My name is Paul Chu. I'm from Coweeta Heritage Center, Talking Rock Farm. This is a farming community. So I have two members, myself and my cat. I think she's in charge most of the time. Coweeta is located in western North Carolina, about 80 miles from Asheville. It's located up in a little valley. I'm off-grid, or we're off-grid. Beyond Organic Garden that supplies fresh food to the local community. Trout pond. I'm really into woodworking and education, so I work with kids and adults teaching woodworking. And I brought my spoon making stuff here today, so if anybody's interested in a little workshop or whatever, I can do that. I'll try to work with kids too. So we're not exactly founded yet, although I've hosted volunteers for about 12 years and we built a lot of the infrastructure, so 32 acres up in a beautiful isolated valley.
Hi, I'm Melissa River Honor. I live and work up at Earthaven Ecovillage. We're an eco-village up about an hour from Asheville, North Carolina in the mountains. And we have 60 members, 60 full members. We're about to go to 80 when this next group of folks join. With their kids, it'll be about 100. We also have neighbors living up and down the road that don't co-own property with us, but they come and hang out with us, so that expands the size of our community. We're have about 330 acres of land, most of it's in forest, and we have maybe 8 neighborhoods that are forming. We're always taking new members. Most people come and live there for a while. It's not an income sharing situation. It's a buy-in. So you come, you homestead, you join the co-housing, whatever neighborhood you choose to join, and live there for a while until you're ready to buy in. So it's a long-term investment for people that are looking to raise families. We have various spiritual practices, or none at all. We aren't affiliated with any particular spiritual tradition, although we sometimes jokingly call ourselves the permacult. And nonviolent communication, lots of other things. I have some pictures and some handouts. I'll be over there somewhere.
Hey everybody, I'm Solon, and this is Rebecca from Green Acres Permaculture Village, located in Bloomington, Indiana. We are, as the sign says, very into permaculture and regenerative practices down there. This is a project to transform urban spaces. We are an urban community. Currently have 3 houses with room for 9 people, and we got room for 1 more right now. Looking to expand that over time, adding on houses as we sort of spread out into the neighborhood. We have a lot of things going on there where we really value encouraging creativity. Whatever you're passionate about, we have people who carve, people who brew, people who make herbal medicine, do movement therapy. We're trying to figure out a way to sort of create a community-wide source of income so that we can move from, right now we are currently a rent-based model. We're trying to move this into group ownership. so that everybody has a stake, and we can then, thank you, then we can hopefully move into a state where we're sort of sharing that responsibility more equitably, and we will be directly back that way. Come talk to us, we'd love to see you.
Hi everybody, we're from Cotyledon, and somewhat related. This is Raven, I'm Dina, DNA, and this is Gil. We are in Queens, New York, specifically Astoria, New York City. And right now we have 3 core income sharing members. We're members of the community is a member of the FEC. And we are just under a year old. We were founded in November. And I guess I'm speaking. Okay, I wasn't going to speak because I'm actually on the FEC panel, but it's okay, I'm going. All right, go.
20 more seconds.
Oh, great. Main focus of our community is figuring out resource sharing that includes emotional labor, administrative labor, and monetary resource. We all have outside jobs of one sort or another, with the exception of Raven, he's a retiree. Our focus is, our main value is food sovereignty and environmental justice. We have a broader community that includes
Flux Factory, and we'll be right over there.
So we have Flux Factory. We are a artistic organization or a community in New York, Queens, Long Island City. And currently we have about 20 artists working together, sharing resources, but we have our artists like traveling everywhere and coming in. We founded, this is our 3rd location, and we are founded in 1994.
So our main values are collaboration. We're an international artist residency. We bring artists in for 3, 6, 9, or 12 months. And then there's about 5 studios that are available for long-term residents to stay up to 2 years and ask for more time. So we have quick turnover. It's a relatively competitive application process for artists coming in. We have 4 group shows a year, major exhibitions, and then we have a gallery, a wood shop, a screen printing studio, and we share a lot of space together. And we'll be over there by Cotyledon.
Hi, my name is Amy Curry. I'm here with, and we have other Network for a New Culture people over here. Everybody raise your hands. Okay, we are Network for a New Culture. We have porous membership, so you can come and go as you please. We are non-residential, although we do have community clusters throughout the U.S. We currently have communities in D.C., Maryland, California, West Virginia, North Carolina, Hawaii, Oregon, and Washington. New culture communities are formed for the purpose of providing ongoing, conscious community that is committed to inclusivity, radical acceptance, compassion, transparency, and personal growth. If you want to connect with a community of open-hearted humans or form your own, please come talk to me or any of these sparkly people over here.
I'm Roving. I'm from Allegheny Crest, although some people know us as Abrams Creek. I'm going to set the record straight. It's actually called Allegheny Crest Intentional Village. We're a residential new culture community located in West Virginia. We have 20 members. We have a porous membership. You can come and go as you please. Sometimes we have children, sometimes we don't. Our primary, I'm too tall for this, or that. Okay, our primary value is social activism, but we also embrace radical acceptance, consent-based intimacy, gender diversity, compassionate anarchy, transparency, individual choice, and personal growth. I will be either over here or at the smoker's tent if you have any questions. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Chris from Oran Mor. We're an FEC community with about 8 members in southern Missouri. We're actually 40 minutes away from East Wind, roughly. We were founded in 2003, but we didn't start picking up traction until around 2014, and we've been growing ever since. What we value most is self-sustainability. We're really trying to get off-grid, grow more of our own food, that sort of thing. And personal freedom and interpersonal relationships. We really value the connection between human beings and everything. We're completely income sharing, and we also like people to have their own tiny house. In fact, we encourage it. If you want to build your own tiny house, go for it. We got 117 acres. I will be sitting somewhere back there. I'll also be on the FEC panel. Ask me all the questions you want.
Did you just open a store?
Yes, and we actually did open a store. We recently started selling produce off of Highway 95, so if you're ever headed that way, check us out.
My name is Ren. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm Dick.
And we're coming from the Second Nature Land Co-op. We're located in Jessup, Georgia. Does anyone here know the hostel in the forest? We're about 40 minutes inland from the hostel in the forest. We have 5 members currently. We're looking to have 20. We were founded in 2009. And the main focus of our community is to allow dedicated Vipassana meditators to live close to a Vipassana center, to serve at the center, and to support their practice. Also, we have values that encourage environmental kindness by supporting the sharing of resources, green construction technologies, energy efficiency, recycling, organic gardening, and self-sufficiency. And we will be located by the kitchen, so please come and visit with us. Thank you.
It is so beautiful to see everybody. Wow, what a crowd. My name is Corb, and I'm representing a about to be born, I hope, alive and kicking community called Full Circle. I used to live at Twin Oaks, and my partner needed to leave. We raised kids out there, did the whole career thing, and I'm realizing, okay, there have got to be other people who have a small nest egg, not enough to retire on the way they do out there, but enough to contribute to a community and get it off the ground based on most of the principles that Twin Oaks believes in. I want to be adjacent to Twin Oaks if possible. I don't have any land yet, but I did talk to a landowner right next door who's willing to let a small group of us go for a gorgeous land walk on 40 acres right down this street later on this weekend. Find me if you want in the lounge area behind the registration. What do I think Full Circle is going to be all about? Elder-friendly, multi-generational, come talk.
Hello everybody, my name is Johnny. I am from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I am unofficially representing Enright Ridge Urban Ecovillage on Price Hill, and I'm kind of associated with the pilot house. That's where I'm living right currently. I'd say it's a pretty nice area. You could buy your own house and like be in a very like eco-conscious community. We have community-assisted agriculture. We produce our own stuff, and we also have a little bar and shop that we own and operate. So if anyone is in the Cincinnati area and wants to come visit, you know, if on your travels, awesome. Come and see Price Hill, Cincinnati, Ohio. Enright Ridge Urban Eco.
Hello, my name is Telos.
And I'm Caroline, again.
We are members of a community in Washington, D.C. named Compersia.
Put the mouth to the microphone, okay.
We are 11 people if you include our kids. There's us 2 and 5 more of our members are arriving right now. We are a fully income sharing community and member of the FEC. We are currently expanding into a second house or talking about what that will look like as we are about at capacity. Among us, some of the things we're into include bicycles, immigrant advocacy, farming, writing to prisoners, anything else that you think our members are into?
There is an amazing trash and dumpster food culture at Compersia. It's impressive. Like, we're talking Priuses upon Priuses full of dumpster food.
It's very true. We ate way too much escargot one time. And the last point, we were founded about 2.5 years ago. We're getting off the ground, kind of a kicking toddler of a commune, but it's going okay.
Hello all, we're the Love and Solidarity Collective, 4 of us. We're located in Washington, D.C. There are 8 of us in all, and actually right now we have 9 people living in our building.
and we were founded in 1974.
So one of the main focuses of our community is the intersection of arts and activism in Washington, D.C. We provide a safe haven and a jumping off point for artists and activists to interweave and also be able to interact in new ways with love, justice, and then also community cohesion within a city that often doesn't feel that way.
And one thing that we're really focused on internally is supporting one another's art and activism. So we host a lot of potlucks, open mics, fundraisers for activists in DC. We do a lot of work to support grassroots activism, and we also cook for one another. We are a vegan household, and we're out of time. We'll be back.
I'm John Root, and I spent my life living and working with people with disabilities in the Cadmus Life Sharing Association, which is an intentional community. And when I discovered that the monetary system is the underlying problem that we're all suffering from, I became an evangelist for creating common good communities, sovereign communities that know how to issue money and that are governed sociocratically. If we do that, if we create community-created credit, totally integrated into the existing system, but fully capable of creating the new society, then all of our ideals for community can be spread to everyone in the world. And we have a functioning common good community in Greenfield, Massachusetts. We have almost 300 members, 40 businesses. We're giving away $20,000 this year, money that we save from the way that the system works. And we create common good, which is the name of the currency, in order to fund the things that we all agree in a sociocratic process would be good. If we were all, it's available to any community. It would make a huge difference. It would enable you to be integrated into the existing community surrounding your intentional community. I have a little table, information at the back. I'd love you all to read my Butterfly Society essay.
Buenos días. Mi nombre es Arelis Figueroa. The name of our organization is Second Look for Lourdes. This is a project in New York City. There is no a community, but we are trying to integrate some of the elements of living in community, like income sharing and transparency. If you saw some of the documentary last evening, that's what we are trying to do, right? In New York City, gentrification, displacement. So we are trying to get a building and to own our own building, a Coop building, and to live in community by sharing some of the costs of living. So that's our main focus. Again, gentrification and affordability in the community. We have been in conversation with Pat, and we have met some of you, and it's great. So we want to work in community with you. Thank you.
Good morning. Craig and
Leo.
We are with the Woodfolk House of Song. It's a communal house in Charlottesville. It's been around for about 20 years.
Formerly known as Woodfolk House.
Yeah. We actually moved in about 6 months ago, and pretty much everyone in the group has been there less than 6 months. And we're totally into singing as a form of community bonding and also service to the larger community. We have weekly sings on Thursday nights. If any of you are in the area next Thursday, come and join us. And we also are the home of the Love Army Uke Brigade, which does uke activism, and we're especially gearing up before the election to get people galvanized to show up. And Woodfolk House is a beautiful house. It's got an orchard with over 100 trees in it. We have a garden. The people who are in the house are really into connecting. We kind of took the house over from a group that had turned into a drop pad, so we're really into it being a place where people connect more deeply. Authentic relating and things like that are super of interest to us. We have a weekly connection meeting, and we're out of time. So we actually are going to kind of float around. I doubt we will sit in one place, but we'll have our ukes with us and talk with us.
Hello, I'm Lucy.
You probably want to take that out.
And I'm representing Open Circle Community. Woo! Yeah, and we are a small community of 5 members located on 100 acres in rural Madison County, Virginia. It's 50 miles north of here. We have been around for 12 years, although some of us have been living together and cooperating together for much longer than that. The main focus of our community, I guess, is our personal connections with each other, our relationships, because we feel that that's the foundation that everything else can be built on. And then we have also organic agriculture. We have people pursuing their own interests and dreams in the arts and political activism, and we are helping each other realize our dreams. We do have tiny houses on site, and we will be having more. We've been closed to new members for about a year because we're working on our systems, but we do plan to open up to new members sometime in 2019. I'll be floating around. You can talk to me. Thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Kath, and I'm from Cornerstone Housing Cooperative. It's in Leeds in the UK. It's about 200 miles north of London. We have 2 houses in the middle of Leeds and 14 adult members, and just a new baby for the first time in 20 years. We were founded in 1993. We are not income sharing, but we have a kind of sliding scale for rent, which is a third of your income. We practice consensus decision making. We don't have any kind of spirituality particularly. We like eco things. The main focus, I guess, is kind of active social change. So people work or are students outside, but then they, a little bit like the Midden, they said it better than I am. Some people like reggae, whoever just asked that. Okay, next thing, my second minute. Cornerstone is a member of the Radical Roots network of cooperatives working for radical social change, so that's housing co-ops and worker co-ops. It's UK-wide. We have people in Scotland and Wales and England and interested people in the north of Ireland. It's a consensus decision-making network which offers loans to its member cooperatives, so we get money from people beyond Radical Roots and we lend it to our members, so we help each other set up housing co-ops, so we have business planning templates, and I can talk to people about our governance structure, and I even have other things with me to talk about, which would be good. Okay, good, thanks.
Hello, my name is Alexis, this is Rosa. We are from Living Energy Farm, that is 10 miles over this way. We are building a small community that is intended to be a model of global sustainability. We are largely energy and food self-sufficient. We have developed a DC microgrid system that can shut down the global grid. We are looking for people to help us spread that model. I will be doing a workshop at 1:30 over here. There will also be a tour of Living Energy Farm Sunday.
My name's Steve Lang. I'm here with Matt Anderson. He's a big guy. He loves sacred text. Our community is called Oakwood Center. It's about an hour north of Indianapolis. Was founded around 1974. It's owned by a church called Heartland Spirit Network. We were pretty much put on the map in our conferencing business. That's how we support ourselves, through drumming. Drums that I built, conferences that I have gone to, and people who have been drawn to the drum. So energy work is one of the primary things we do in our community. Conferencing is how we support. We do organic gardening. And of course I have a drum booth up here just past the wood mill, up by the kiln. It's a big white booth. If you hear drumming, feel free. You're welcome to come up and drum. I only have about 16 drums. I'd like to keep them in the booth. They're very weather sensitive. If they get wet, it'll ruin them. But we're trying to figure out times it would be good to drum. It seems like at the last half of meals, possibly some tonight, after some dancing, and possibly some tomorrow, maybe after the conference or whenever a window opens up. Like I say, if you hear drumming, just follow that sound. If you want to come and drum, dancing is welcome also. I'm trying to think if that's probably about all I have. Thank you. Oh, I did want to say, if you're ever passing through Indiana, look us up. It's Oakwood Center. We've got 55 beds, and more than welcome. Thank you.
Hey, how's everyone doing? Good? Okay. So, if maybe rural is not quite your thing, you like big city. So this is Ghana. This is in New York City, but we're located in Staten Island, so we're kind of not in the big city itself, but easy commute over. You take a ferry over, you can get to the big city, but you're in a relatively kind of like, it's kind of a suburban kind of area, which is kind of green. So we have 70 members. It's pretty well established. It's been around for 35 years. And our main focus is very heavily based on relationships and communication. We have this thing called feedback, in which we have these meetings like 5 times a week, in which someone might present a proposal, and instead of just marching straight to the solution, we look at people's individual reactions to that proposal. And you could be as involved or not involved in the community as you want to be, so it's kind of flexible that way. Okay, so I'm more of a floater, so I'll be floating around.
Hi, I'm representing Mount Eden. This is a brand new emerging community. There is 180 acres. We're in New Jersey. There's about, there's about 8 core members and maybe about 100 supporting community members that don't live on the land. We're just finishing up the paperwork for it right now. Our livelihood is education. I'm interested in building a school of people that are assisting building communities. So education center to educate the leaders that are making the movements possible. I'm interested in incubating any communities that want to emerge through Infinite Trees Project. So this is our Jedi school, basically. Anyone that's interested in talking about their work in the world and how they can get together with like-minded people and assist all of us communities together, just see me over there at the table over there.
Nicole Beanfang. I'm representing The Transition, which is an online and offline mutual aid network. We were founded in 2013 on a Facebook group and have since evolved into a very content-rich website. The purpose of The Transition is to unify social change makers from all over the world and help give them the support, space, and resources they need to be more effective in the social change work they do, which includes intentional communities but is not limited to. We also have folks interested in all different types of positive social change projects like community gardens, food forests, hosting monthly documentary screenings, hosting weekly potlucks, and things of that nature. So anything that's progressive, positive, makes the world a better, happier place is what we're into, and we're here to support all of you. My contact info is at the very back table. I have business cards. I also have a workshop from 1:30 to 3 called Where's the Unity in the Communities Movement? So I look forward to seeing all you then, and I'm floating around and available whenever you'd like me. Hello. We
are
the Baltimore
Free
Farm. So we're the Baltimore Free Farm. We're located in Maryland. We are an urban community of 8 years. We're focused on affordable housing, food justice, food sovereignty, and urban farming. We began as a squat. As of last week, we own all 3 of our houses. We have 8 on-campus members. We have 2 openings, and we're also always open to off-campus membership. We stored 3 green spaces, including a community garden, a medicinal and native plant sanctuary, as well as an annual garden that feeds both our community and distributed to our neighbors.
And we have chickens.
I'm Edmund. I'm from Mimosa community. It's down the road. We are part of the FEC. We're a reforming community with the FEC in the space that was formerly sapling community. We grow vegetable seed crops on 3 acres, and we have 8 people. We're full in terms of housing right now, but we're still interested in dialoguing with people who are interested in farming. And farming, working closely with the land, and who care about being responsible, and empowered people.
But Joyce and I both live at Acorn Community. We're about 5 miles down the road. I didn't prepare anything. We have about 72 acres and about 28, no, not 28, less than 28, about 22 current members, I think, and one very small child and one part-time older child, and we own and operate Southern Exposure Seed Exchange as a cooperative collective business, and we are currently in the process of maybe getting really close to starting to accept new members again, but we're probably going to be pretty full again pretty soon once that happens. And yeah, we are we have a lot of stuff we've been trying to figure out over the past few years about what our policies actually are. And I don't know, I'll be floating. We have tours of Acorn tomorrow afternoon, and not many of us around today, but probably more of us around tomorrow.
Acorn is also hosting a big dinner tomorrow evening, and that's a great way to go over and see it. Acorn's part of the Federation of Egalitarian Communities.
All right, so at one point we had 5 of these cardboard things, and I now have 2 of them, and I would like to have 5 of them again. So if you know where they are, leave them at the registration tent or bring them to me. I think we have one more person left to go. I can have my cardboard back.
I'm from Eastwind, Southern Missouri. We are 73 members, a member of the FEC. We've been there since 1973. Many of you guys may know us as the Nut Butter Company. We make all the peanut butters, all that stuff. We're 73 members, Southern Missouri, 1,000+ acres, beautiful land, great ranch, farming program, good people. I'm making this short though because I'm cooking dinner, but if anyone wants to talk to me about Eastwind, I'm around.
Hello again. Hello.
I'm not very tall. I think you're talking.
Okay, we're the last thing. We're going to tell you. Hi, we're going to tell you about Commune Life blog. So we are working on telling stories about the community's movement. We're actually going to be launching formally a YouTube channel and associated things next week. So you can type this into Google and you will find lots of nice videos about these communities that you've just heard about. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Hey, thanks for watching. That was Meet the Communities from the 2018 Twin Oaks Communities Conference. Most of the content on this channel is not like that, like long edited stuff. Like most of what we post is like actual stories of people's lives in community. But I thought it was important to post that because I think maybe you're here because you are looking to join a community or you want to learn more about the community's movement in like a bird's eye way. So if that was what you wanted, this is what we gave you. If you want to help us make more videos like this one, sharing little memories from interesting things happening in community, then consider heading on over to our Patreon page and becoming a patron. This channel is 100% supported by our audience. Without you, we wouldn't make any of this stuff. There's also a link in the description to a survey, which you can fill out if you want to let us know what kind of content you want to see. Like, again, this is a little bit unusual. We don't normally post stuff like this. Did you like it? Do you want to see more just sort of like at length, like stuff that happens in community, or do you prefer the more edited stuff? Or, you know, what kind of else would you like us to see? So you can click on that census and give us some feedback about what you would like Commune Life to become. Okay, I will see you in the next video, which will be very different from this one.